Greetings, it is I, Ryuji Dread. How are all of you doing today? We are going to be playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're going to do the Great Amiibo War of 2025. 4 of my best mains are going to go against 4 of my best Amiibos in a battle to decide who will reign supreme here. So I'm going to start with my best main, that being Cloud. We're going against Falco, aka Mordecai. All these Amiibos don't have any attachments to them. They're just plain level 50 Amiibos raised mostly correctly here. Hopefully I can get a couple of dubs and not get embarrassed here. The one thing is, with the Amiibos, as you're going to notice here, they like to do a lot of particular combos. Very smart Smash combos. On top of that, I got to be careful here. He's about to knock me out of there. They have perfect dodging, and they almost always perfectly shield. So it's kind of like going against level 9 CPUs, but a little bit even better than that. So I got to be basically on my A game. Right now, Falco's kicking my ass right now. He's spending a lot of time up in the air. I got to kind of let him come to me at this point to be able to. I'm pretty good in Smash Bros. I've actually won a couple of tournaments back in the day. I've also, last time I was playing Smash Bros. Ultimate, I was doing a duos tournament with a friend. My friend's, like, really, really heavily into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, to the point that she, actually plays, like, Steve, and is, like, super, super hardcore into it. Me, I'm not as hardcore, but I know my way around. We got that KO there, good. 117, 114, 2% damage here. Yeah, that was the easy KO for Falco, and I stayed too much up in the air. This Falco is pretty annoying. All these Amiibos I did actually train myself as well, so the playstyles are going to be very similar to the way I play Smash Bros. Also, for the rule sets for this Great Amiibo War of 2025, it's going to be best 2 out of 3 matches. We're not going to be playing any sets, best 2 out of 3, and it's going to be a rotation of characters. Any characters that lose will go into the loser bracket. Any characters that win will go into the winner's bracket. Ultimately, I think Cloud is probably going to be able to. And this kind of outs me, as I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan. In fact, I was so elated when Cloud came to Smash Ultimate. Or not even Ultimate, but when he came out originally in Smash for 3DS / what was it, the Wii U? I had the 3DS version because I actually did own a Wii U, because there wasn't a lot of things that I particularly wanted on the Wii U, but, you know, them porting Smash on 3DS, I used to go out a lot to a gamers meetup where, like, every Friday night we would go and hang out. Every Saturday, too, we would hang out at Rockefeller Center and play, like, Smash Bros. As well as, like, Pokemon and a couple of things. There's an old group called Nintendo Gamers New York. Kind of helped start the group with a couple of our friends at the time. I don't know if the group's still going on. Probably not likely, because I know in Rockefeller Center they got rid of, like, a major seating area for the concourse. But I've been trying, you know, I kind of still keep in contact with some of them. Ooh, this is going to be a good KO. And as you saw there, yes, we are using the Smash Ultimate Bowl, although I know that's not technically legal for Smash Bros. Tournament. I wanted to give it a little bit of extra flair. And on top of that, with some of these Amiibos, I actually need a little bit of a handicap of some sort. On top of that, the Amiibos themselves can use it. I think we got the KO here. I know I had some pretty good recovery. Alright. I thought he was going to jump into me. I dodge a lot here. I should be okay. Let's go. Oh! Got him. Come on. Jump into that. Nope, smart. Moved out of the way. I was almost open there. A lot of dodging. Okay. I thought maybe he was going to walk into it. Should be okay. I know what I should have done. I didn't do it. Down smash. Go. Nope. Ooh. 1-1. Who's going to win this one, Dreadknights? I said it's not going to be an easy one. These Amiibos will pick you apart any little mistake that you make. I don't want to really win on the Smash board, but I might have no choice here. Unless I can lure him into it. No, I can't. Okay, I'm going to have to take the crutch victory here and try to clutch it out the next time. He's open. Alright. I am using Advent Children Cloud because I really like this Final Smash compared to original, although I really, really enjoy OG Cloud, because OG Final Fantasy VII, as many people know on this channel, has always been my favorite game. So I won the first one in the set. Okay, so we're playing Kirby's Dream Land. All of these are going to be Omega stages, aka like Final Destination stages. I'm not going to do any Battlefield because I just kind of want, like, the... Remember in the Earth Smash Bros. Game, what was it called? For Glory mode? I just kind of wanted a similar experience to that. I always really enjoyed that mode in the 3DS version. Although everybody used to try to abuse Little Mac in that one. I have a Little Mac Amiibo that I trained quite a bit. But Little Mac, as I was playing around with him, you know, she was probably not going to be ready for this particular little exhibition that we're doing today. I don't remember this Kirby song. Is this from Air Ride? I was like, ups. Okay, he was wide open there. That should be a KO. I don't think you can recover. You can. Okay. Wide open. Oh, good deflect there. I taught my Amiibo very well. Come on, Falco. Show me what you got. Should really let him come to me because he has a tendency to just kind of get a little bit over-aggressive, over-aggro. So if I just wait for him, I could punish him big time like that. Facing point. Alright, smooth. Come on. Oh, I was wide open. I was dashing too much there. Down smash. Oh. Let's see. Can't really get him up in the air if do any of the aerial combos because he won't just let me. It's punishing my mistakes down. Let's go. Up. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good. I gotta be careful here. He's trying to get me up for up smash or up near. Take that. Okay, he's at 46. This is gonna be kind of tough. I'm gonna do my best to keep commentating while I'm playing. Okay, I caught him in that. That's perfect. He's probably gonna try to go for the smash ball because they're programmed to just kind of go after it. Let me see if I can. Probably won't go up there. I'm a little bit rusty too, so it takes a little bit to warm up. Or maybe not. Okay, I caught him on that one. Let's just take this out of an option here. Oh, he got me. Let's go this way. Wait for him to land. Catch him. This one KO him. Take that. In your face, Falco. You think you were going to disrespect me here? We're definitely going to win this set at this point. Has he taken a stock off me yet? No. Let's see if we can really truly punish him here. Oof. Okay, up in the air. I was going to try to go for up in the air there. But unfortunately, he already knew what I was thinking. He was going to try to go up smash. That's why I go down smash just to get a little bit distance there as you saw. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Alright, we won that set, but we still have to play the third match out based on these rules, so I hope you understand that's how we're going to have to go. So even though we won that set there, we have to still play it out. I don't want to do best 2 or 3 sets because that'll just take too long, and I don't have like time for a 2-hour stream today. And I wanted to try stuff different because, like I said, I know we've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and a lot of our games. I want to try something a little bit differently. I know some people probably would have preferred me playing with viewers in Smash, but right now, particularly the way things are going, it would kind of take a really long time to organize that, and particularly to play it live, like I mentioned before. Would have been a little bit more difficult for me, just based on the situation, like I said, because, like, streaming-wise, sometimes the net has been a little bit wonky, and we've been trying to do our best to improve that, but considering the location and just, like, the wiring for the internet, just, it's been a pain, to say the very least. But maybe in the future, we'll do a playing with viewers thing. And feel free to give tips and stuff, even though I probably won't be able to really pay too much attention to the actual physical chat going on. I hope you understand that. Just based on the nature of this particular game and the way that I have to lock in. It's quite a challenge to be able to, like, still kind of play well and as well as commentate at the same time. Anybody that actually has ever done streaming should know that. Oh god, we got open there. Should grab him more, but he's all over the place. He wants that smash ball. That's what he's only think he's really focused on, is that smash ball. Take that. Take that. Goodbye, Falco. I mean, I should have not taunted there. I'm being a little bit cocky. Okay, good dodge. Let's throw. Oh, he's trying to get us out. It's not good. It's not good at all. That would be bad if that happens. Let's be very careful here. Okay, good. Like that. Oh, man, we're getting punished here. Notice I said... Oh, that was perfect smash. I can't even get angry at that one. I trained my son well. Or one of my sons. Could you even really consider a bird a son, I suppose? Yeah, I guess you could consider any animal, right? Right? What do you think, Dreadknights? Do you consider your animals your pets? Family? Are they your sons? Are they your daughters? Are they your cousins and nephews, I suppose? I did. I used to have dogs and cats and fish. Well, right now, turtles are pretty noisy. If you hear any tapping ever while I'm doing streaming stuff, it's because the turtles, around this time of the year are in mating season, so they like to tap in the glass. And I think I've told this story before. Oh man, let's get advantage of that because he just left himself wide open. Okay, got him. So what happens is, like, the turtles get into heat, but these turtles have never been able to be kept together because they weren't bought at the same time, so they don't come from the same pool. So, like, the very first time that these turtles were tried to introduce to each other, and we're talking like very small baby turtles that were got at Coney Island, what ended up happening was the turtles, when we put them together, did not want to get along. Like, the female turtle in particular was trying to bite the head and the tail off of the other turtle, to the point where they could never be housed together. And if you know anything about red ear slider turtles, the females are actually the largest of the species. Much, much larger than the males. So the female version, or not the version, but the female turtle really just wasn't having any of the little guy. So they spent their whole entire lives in 2 separate tanks. I've tried to put them together before, but because they didn't come from the same tank at the same time, the big turtle's territorial, and that's her territory, and she doesn't want to share it with anybody. On top of that, the little guy, he's much smaller, kind of like a runt, to the point where, like, he doesn't have to have as big of a tank, but is a bit of a nuisance. So they see each other from time to time, right? In a mating season, the guy, the male turtle, the red ear slider, what he likes to do is he will tap on the glass. As you saw, we beat Falco there. So he taps on the glass in a, like, rapid pattern, just to kind of, like, get his mating call going. And the female turtle, when she wants to lay her eggs, what she does is she pounds on the glass. Very, very hard, because she's desperately trying to escape the tank. So if you ever hear banging, it's either because these 2 naughty turtles are incredibly hungry, even though they shouldn't be hungry, and they're fed very well, or they're incredibly, in heat. A lot of the times they want to mate. We've tried. If we put the turtles again here, it would not go well, I think. I think the big turtle would probably bite the little turtle's head off without any sort of hesitation. So that's why it's a little bit of lore, in case you're wondering. Alright, so I have to back out to put the Amiibos on. So that's why we did that, because I have to put one Amiibo away to do another one. So Falco lost. Cloud did his job. I'm going to put on Isabelle, and I am going to grab good old Sephiroth, another one of my favorites mains, and we're going to do Cloud versus Isabelle. So this very mean guy who wants to bring despair to Smash Brothers in the world going against Isabelle. I guess this is me telling you I'm a Final Fantasy VII fan without telling you, right? I'm pretty good with Sephiroth as well. One thing I will mention is my Switch Joy-Con. I do play on Joy-Cons, I don't play on GameCube controllers, and I'm a weird oddball out. Like, even when I play Smash Brothers Brawl, I play on the Wii U controller, like the actual controller pad thing that they have for the Wii U that you connected to it. I don't play on the GameCube controller, despite the fact that I do like Melee, but I'm not really a GameCube controller. I don't like it. Ergonomically, it doesn't just really fit my hand very well. Oh, she countered with one of the meteors. That's funny. You gotta be careful. This Isabelle looks deceptive, but she can kind of actually make us super sad here. Watch out. Uh-oh. Oh, that was the worst time she got me in the grab. She might actually stalk us, free stalk us. She has the capability of doing this. Like that. Let's power this up full charge. No, not enough time to do it. Up. I thought she was going to dash into that. Okay, that's fine. I would down spike, but I don't trust her the way she's floating. Like that. I guess we'll edge guard at this point. I know some of the strategies I'm going to be using against Smash Bros. Today are going to be things that'll probably piss off casual players, because they're like, why aren't you spiking? Why aren't you doing that? Why are you edge guarding? This is basically what a lot of people do in, like, Smash Bros. As I've always kind of said, and some other people attest to this, Smash Bros., when you're watching it, like, from a competitive standpoint, isn't necessarily the most beautiful thing to watch. Because it's a lot of edge guarding, down spiking, and a lot of other things that people do. She's gonna walk into this, so we're gonna use it. We desperately need it here anyway. I also want to use Smash Bros. Because it's just, I like the cinematic effects for them. And again, because this isn't like a serious Smash Bros. Tournament, this is just like entertainment for funsies. I should down spike right there. She hit me with the slingshot. And this is why I don't try to do that, because I thought we had enough time and she was moving slow enough to do that. Well, I just threw there miserably. And she still... Is she gonna dodge the whole parry? Oh my goodness, how do you dodge that? I call shenanigans. Shenanigans, shenanigans. That shouldn't have happened. I'm very angry about that. Come here, doggo. You're pissing me off, Bow Bow. Take that. Alright, swing. Oh. She's taking her sweet time to come here. I want her to come to me and not vice versa, because if we... Gotta do like the pro strats too, right? Take that. Up in the air, I can take advantage of that pretty easily. Take that. She's putting those gyros down. I'm used to the one, the villager, that does the gyros differently where they shoot it across, so I keep forgetting that she has the one to set down. Despite the fact I trained her. Come on, Isabel. Show me what you got. I think we're gonna win this set. Or not the set, but we'll win this match. Take that down. Oh, I thought that was gonna actually give her KO. Take that. She blocked some of it, though. That's the thing. These Amiibos have, like, perfect dodge and perfect guard. It's kind of annoying going against it, because even going against real players, they're never gonna perfect dodge all that time, or perfect bash or evade. What? She took that one off me? It's a biscuit. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, let's go. Take that. Goodbye, doggo. You deserve that. Yes, we brought despair to Animal Crossing, even though we weren't playing in the Animal Crossing stage whatsoever. Yes. I mean, what's next? Is it going to stab the greatest character in the universe, Aerith? I actually have to pick up the Aerith Amiibo costume. Or not Amiibo costume, it's a Mii Fighter costume, Aerith. I don't have any of the Final Fantasy ones. I've been looking at them on the eShop, and they're pretty cheap. I think they're like 75 cents each one. And I kind of would like to have them just for collection sakes, because I don't have all the Amiibo costumes. Ooh, good Mario Kart track. I will play Mario Kart eventually again soon. I was thinking of doing that maybe next week. Because right now, there's just kind of some plans for this week, as I mentioned before. Smash Brothers at the start. I was thinking I'm playing League of Legends on Wednesday. I might change that to Diablo 3. Because I haven't played Diablo 3 in a while. Unless people really want to see me suffer in League of Legends again. Even though I'm like not very good at League of Legends. I started a while back because I had some people that were interested in it. I had a friend at one point who seemed like they were interested in playing with me, and then they just kind of spazzed in general, so we never really got to play League of Legends. I had to go out on my own to play it. It was an interesting learning experience. I got up to like maybe account level 18 or 20. I kind of got a little bit burnt out because, like, in order to play rank, you have to get to level 30, which I understand they want you to learn the ins and out of League of Legends. And why did she do that? She left herself wide open there. That's the one thing I don't like about certain Amiibos, despite the fact that I've taught them not to do bad habits like that, to hold that in all the way. They still will do it where they'll hold in a smash and leave themselves wide open. I mean, you know, when you think about it, Amiibos are what? Basically AI Smash characters for all intents and purposes. Uh-oh. That was a good frag. I can't even get mad at that. So, you know, when it comes to the Amiibos, they're kind of like AI before AI even was a thing, really, right? The one thing that also pisses me off about Amiibos is, like, I've had some Amiibos that just broke on me. They don't work anymore. It's not like the base of them broke or anything, they just stopped working. I had a Bowser, and it was a really good Bowser Amiibo. Like, one of the best Amiibos I had. And he just stopped working one day after, like, playing Super Mario Odyssey. And no matter what I've done to try to fix his data, it's not even like a data corruption. It's just like you put him on and it doesn't respond to anything. I've tried my best to fix him, and nothing that I've tried has ever worked. I also had, like, the first run of the Mewtwo Amiibo, and he stopped working too. Ooh, we got Xenosphere. Yes. Yes, I'm down for this one. An epic battle against a doggo and a guy with a very big sword. Go. Take that. Oh, man, Isabel's not taking any shit from me today. Take that. Okay, watch out. Just going for the grab. Wide open. Oh, this music's so good. I wish I could turn it up so you guys could hear a little bit more. A really great check. Take that, doggo. It's, Edge. I think she's gonna dodge that. Yeah, perfectly dodged out of there. Look at that evasion that she gave me. Oh, honey. You're so cute, but you're pissing me off a little bit. Take that. I didn't get the full charge there. Perfect grab. Good job. I didn't think she was going to run into that upward. Nope, she dodged. Perfect. Take that. Let's fully charge it up because I think she's going to have to land there. Almost. Okay, good. She walked into the forward. Nice. Oh, this music. Smash Bros. Always has such a great soundtrack. Take that. Oop. Down. Take. Oop. Watch out. Take that. Wide open. Ah, I got hit by a Cincer. Don't I feel bad? Take that. Yeah, I thought she was gonna come this way. Oh, nice. I gotta be careful. She wants to build a house. No, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Down. Oh no, I'm a bot. I just screwed up there. No. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Take this, doggo. I want you to feel safer, Sephiroth's power. Such a cool animation. Oh, you're dizzy. It'd be unfortunate if I just did this to you. Alright, I'm gonna charge this up because I think I can catch her with this. Yep, I can. Okay, good. Sweet. Wow. Watch out. Block. Okay. She evaded it the wrong way. That was interesting. She's trying to go for a grab. Grab that. Charge up. Good dodge, but that leaves you... Why did you perfect block there? Holy honey. Like that. A normal player would have not perfect evaded right there. They would have gotten hit by that. Okay, watch out. Ow. Stop. Help. No, I don't need an ambulance. Why are you calling for an ambulance there? Okay. Good. Please pardon any noise you hear in the background. I live in a noisy city. From time to time, you will hear EMS services because I'm literally, what is it? Like 3 blocks down from a hospital, 3 blocks down the opposite direction from a police department, 4 blocks away from a fire department. In theory, this is like supposed to be the safest neighborhood on the planet, and it really isn't. Watch out. Okay. But a lot of emergency services. And today's one I'm playing, it's a very rainy day outside. Like, it's been raining for the last couple of days, which is kind of annoying. How dare you? I was talking to the Dreadknights, Isabel. How dare you? Take that. Let's wait. Oh, I was trying to hit her with the full wind back. Did she block some of that? Good job. Take that. Swing. Oh, good roll. Can't get back. I should probably grab her more. No, I thought she was going to land up in the air. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to use that. Take that. Goodbye. Did we win the whole set there? I think we won 2 already, if I'm not mistaken. Just got into yapping mode while I was playing to kind of zen out. Oh, we won the whole set. There we go. Well, that was an easy day for Sephiroth. He's going to just go walk back into the fire, never to be seen again. You'll probably see him again later on. Because I do want to rotate some of the Amiibos out, but I just want to see if we can latch it. So far, Cloud won his set perfectly. Sephiroth won their set perfectly. I think the next challenge should be Piranha Plant, maybe. I'm going to have to back out again of this, so please pardon, because I have to take the Amiibo off. Kind of a process. The one thing I don't like about the Amiibo menus is trying to deal with this type of stuff. So, would I like to return the Amiibo? Yes, I would. Game? I mean, because you won't let me do it the air way, because I have to send this cute girl who got embarrassed by a guy with a big sword. Actually, no lie though, she put up a big fight against a guy with a huge sword that is kind of like, you know, an alien son with, you know, like crazy genetics. Writing complete. Please remove Amiibo. We did that. Okay, good. It's back out in there. So I'm probably going to play a joke character next. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, what do you mean by joke character? Joke characters are like for funsies. So we're going to play my Piranha Plant. I think we're gonna go against my Dr. Mario. I think would probably be the Amiibo Dr. Mario that I trained as well, and see how that goes. The only problem with Dr. Mario, and I've complained about this before, is in Smash Bros. He has, Ultimate in particular, one of the worst recoveries possible, which has always been kind of frustrating to me. Okay, I'm playing the Amiibo. It's just not registering yet, so give it a second. Some of these Amiibos are kind of old, and the Joy-Cons, again, aren't good. So Malpractice is here to square up with Piranha Plant. Give me a second. We'll start. Okay. All stages again for people jumping in. Omega stages, just to kind of give it the Poor Glory experience. On top of that, I do have Smash Balls on, just because this is an basically an exhibition against Amiibos. So it's like for funsies, right? It's not anything serious, so I don't want to... It's all about having fun today. Alright, so this is a troll character, kind of a keep away. Doesn't let you get up in the air too much. You can do that, kind of edge guard. Wait. I'm surprised we got that, because Piranha Plant has like super armor. Unfortunately, Dr. Mario's recovery is terrible. Okay, let's see. Take that wide open. It was wide open because he did the little whirlwinds downbeat special. Okay, I got punished for that. I deserve to. Okay, punished for that as well. Oh, Mario. He just threw. He just threw for himself. Did you see that, Dreadknights? He threw. Why did you... Oh. Wow, he just humbled me pretty quickly. Well, that went differently than I was expecting. Watch out. Stop jumping like that. I taught you better. Oh. Well, he is grabbing. Watch out. Oh, good block. How appropriate that we got a Super Mario stage 2. Do you think Dr. Mario is a real doctor? Would you trust him to do anything for you in terms of medical services? Would you let Dr. Mario find a cure for anything of yours? I don't know. I mean, what is a medical degree like in the Mushroom Kingdom? I wonder what they do. Do they give you, like, mushrooms? Do they give you toads? Do they give you, like, eat this big mushroom and you'll feel better? Or eat this fire. Or what was it? The fire flower. Or eat this star and you'll be invincible for, like, 15... I don't know. I don't know if that Dr. Mario's, like, pushing these pills. What exactly are in these pills anyway, Dreadknights? What could it be? What do you think of this? Oh, I'm getting punished here. It's down smash. I was hoping he was just gonna... Oh, that's a good spike that he did. My son, I taught you well. Take that. Oh. Yeah, we got... Oh, that wasn't me who spiked? He smashed me. Oh, man, we might lose this one. I gotta be careful here. Take that. How dare you? You're trying to embarrass me on my own stream, Dr. Mario, even though you're one of my favorite characters? I can't have that, Amiibo, my friend. I taught you, but I taught you maybe too well. Take that. I could try to go for a spike here, but it would be risky. No. He was smart. He didn't land right directly on the plant. Like, with Piranha Plant, really, you don't want... Oh, he went for that actual reversal there. Nice. Good try. Trying to get him aerial, but it's being difficult. He's moving around quite a lot. He's picking it very hard. Like that. There you go, walk into that. Oh my goodness. I don't think we got any of that, to be honest with you. That's fine. Or that. I think I can... want to get too close. Take that. Ball in the air. Are you going to land on that? No, you're smart. I taught you way too well. A regular player might have fallen for that, but not you. A perfect counter there, man. Perfect parrying in my game. Oh, he just made the card miss in. I should have went for a forward smash there. It's fine. I don't think I had time to reset up. That's it. His recovery is so terrible. If he was able to get back, this would have been a even bigger fight, in my personal opinion. Piranha Plant, PD, Piranha, Final Smash. Yeah, this one's an okay Final Smash. Oh, we got the KOF 2002 stage. That's nice. That music's always pretty good. Alright, let's not disappoint Terry and Mai in particular, as well as, I guess, Andy? Is Andy in the background? No, Mai isn't actually even there. Who is it? It's Mary? King? I think I see Ori in the background. I better pay attention to my match. Or is it Kyo? Hard to tell from this angle. I think it's Kyo. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, this match we got better combos going. Oh, I didn't think he was actually getting hit by that. I thought he had recovered already. I was gonna go for the down B there. We didn't have enough time, so I had to... Because he was up in the air, so straight up down B would have pushed him all the way up out of the stage. Well, that's good. We got him there. Alright, I'm feeling good about this set in particular. Dreadknights, I think we're gonna be able to turn this one right around. Take that. Oop. Watch out. Watch out. Nope. Down. Oh, he spiked me. I was going for the exact same thing. It's like he knows how I play. Oh, that was a good counter. If I jumped, that would have been GG for us. Okay, good. Roll on our part. Watch out. Take that. Alright, wait. Take that. Oh, bad distance here. Bad distance. I gotta kind of... Okay, good block. Let's get the grab. Down smash. Good. Or we're going to be able to catch him there. I mean, Smash we're really about dodging a lot. I think I can, be smart. I think he wave canceled right at the right moment there. Alright. Watch out. He's putting up a fight. He knows my game is anti-aerial, so he's doing his best not to get aerial with me. Smart. Take that, though. Are you gonna land on this? Did he just... He downbeat in the air to make me hit my own ball spike for KO. Bravo. Bravo, Mario, Dr. Mario. You might have the cure. Oh, man. You're kind of short, too. That makes it harder to hit you with these forward smash. Nice. Watch out. Oh, man, guys. The pressure is on. I don't want to disappoint in any of these sets, but Dr. Mario kind of giving me the beats right now. Even though we're ahead in the set, he's not clowning around, that's for sure. I don't want to really... I thought he was going to jump up in the air for the smash ball. That's what I was trying to read what he was going to do. I might have to get this, even though I don't want to end it that way. Ow! Leave me alone! Come back! Watch out! Oh. Down! No! He's got the pill! No, I don't want any of your pills! Go away! If I had jumped 2 seconds earlier, I could have up-beat and got complete out of that. See, so the Smash Ball is just as much an advantage for the Amiibo as it is me, because they could use it against me too. you know? It's all part of the Great Amiibo War. Well, Sakurai put it in the game for a reason. And again, if it were just playing some funsy matches, it really shouldn't matter to people too much, right? If I wanted to just do everything exactly the way it goes for tournaments, I would. But then again, I might as well just be playing online players at that point. You know? And here's the other thing, like, even though you can play Smash competitively, which I have done, and even though you can play, you know, Smash casually, Sakurai always mentioned this, you can play Smash Bros. However, pretty much after you want. It's all about however you want to. You want to play Smash Bros. With the stages the way they are regularly, all the items on to just have fun, that's your prerogative. If you want to play Smash Bros. Where it's only Omega Final Destination stages, no items, cool. If you want to do it where you have Omega stages Smash Ball on because you just like that cool little ultimate attack, that's your prerogative, right? There's no real wrong way to play Smash Bros. At the end of the day, yes, it has a competitive scene to it, but it is also a game that can be enjoyed by everybody for fun, you know? When Smash Bros. Originally came out, there was no tournaments for Smash on 64. There wasn't barely an esports scene back then. You know, it was just starting to kind of form esports back then. So, you know, a lot of, like, Smash Bros. Stuff was just couch fun amongst your friends and a little bit of shit-talking, and, you know, eventually some people got smart and, you know, took their N64s with them to, you know, certain areas and certain things, and then started, you know, creating, back then, the very early esports scene with the N64 Smash, and, you know, really, esports didn't really truly take off, in my personal opinion, until Street Fighter 2. Is when Street Fighter 2 really came out. Street Fighter 2 pretty much changed the way everything, because it kind of brought back, if you lived in an area that had an arcade scene, it basically brought, like, really arcade games back, and then it was one of those things where you go to arcade to whip some ass in Street Fighter 2, and then obviously as Marvel vs. Capcom came out, and MVC 2, and then around that time, it's like when Melee really was popping off, and that's when people would rent out, like, hotels and convention centers to hold Smash Bros. Tournaments. But, like, 64 days, there wasn't too much of that. There were some people who did it still, like, in anime conventions, when they had anime conventions for, like, you know, basic anime conventions, where they had, like, a very small gaming room. At, like, these very small cons. Like, I'm talking, like, Anime Next, which I don't even think they do it anymore. And they had, like, what was the other one? I think it was called Big Apple Anime Con or something like that. I forget. It's been like ages since I went to one of those type of cons. I think the last thing I went to was, what was it, San Diego Comic Con or New York Comic Con? One of the two. I'm trying to remember. One of the two Comic Cons I went to, and you know, it's crazy how that even the con scene changed. This Dr. Mario is giving me. He's countering. He's learning how to fight Piranha Plant. But he rolled right into that forward smash. That was a bad idea on his part. Uh-oh. Take that. No, watch out. Oh, down. I deserved that, right? That was, like, just punishable. Oh, my goodness. No! Watch out! Let's wait on it. Ah. See, I'm getting desperate because I'm panicking. And panicking is never the right answer at Smash Bros. How much does he have? 6.1%? I moved over the way a little bit so you could see that. Dreadknights, take that. I think we'll win this one. He's smart, though, because he doesn't directly auto-recover, which is something a lot of, like, actual players make. Like, real players, they'll just recover too quickly, which allows you to punish for stuff like that. And even, like, in CPU, I don't want to grab the Smash Ball. I'm going to use it here. Because, you know what, modern problems require modern solutions. Is that going to KO him? I've never seen Petey Piranha do that. That's a first even for me. Like, I was like, what? I don't even know what to say on that one. Take that. Take that. Where are you going? No. Take that. Okay, throw that ball. I mean, we're still gonna... Oh! I taunted too early! He's got some life still in him. Alright, fine. Fine, malpractice. Don't make me have to sue you for, illegal whatever. I should be using the word B a little bit more, but in reality, he's gonna move so much, that's not gonna matter too much. I thought he was gonna jump up into the air. I kind of misread him there. Take that! Haha, loser. Yes. Bow to Dread. You bow down there. See, look, that's you out of the freaking fake doctor costume there. Yeah, get that shit out of here. Well, Piranha Plant one, that's that. So far, 3 of my mains have decimated, not really decimated, but have beaten 3 of my best amiibos. It's time, Dreadknights. It's time to move on to something much, much, much harder. I saved the worst amiibo for last. I have an amiibo that is super, super powerful. Way stronger than any of the other ones you've seen before. I call him the Emo Boy. Why do I call him the Emo Boy? You'll see in a second. I fear the Emo Boy. My Emo Boy, as he's called, can destroy any amiibo that I put in front of it. Emo Boy can destroy just about any character I play. Even outside, I think Cloud is the only one that can kind of give him a run for his money. I'm gonna try to fight an Emo Boy with Dr. Mario. This might go very poorly. This might be the time where the Amiibos fight back and finally get a win on the board. I don't know, Dreadknights. This is the scary part. I don't want to bring Emo Boy out, because I know he will kick my ass. I trained him very well, because I know how to play that character. Are you ready to see Emo Boy, chat? Are you ready, Dreadknights? Are you ready? Show me in the chat. I want to see that you're ready for the Emo Boy. It's not Cloud. It's not Cloud. I mean, that is an Emo Boy. I do have a Cloud Amiibo you'll see in the future, not today. But do you want to see the true Emo Boy of Smash Bros. Ultimate? Then allow me to introduce you to the Emo Boy. You can't see, but down there it says Emo Boy. That is his name. I have him dressed in typical Emo Boy fashion. I might get my ass kicked with Dr. Mario, because I am very out of practice with Dr. Mario, and he is probably one of the worst characters to play. May the odds be in my favor, because Emo Boy is about to wreck me, almost certainly. Watch out, Emo Boy. I'm coming for you. Here we go. Here comes the nonsense. Oh my god. Stop being annoying, Emo Boy. This is where we're gonna get wrecked, almost certainly. Take that. I'm gonna do my best to fight the Emo Boy. My pride is on the line here. I still have PTSD from fighting him. He just is perfect at everything he does, no matter how well I read him. Dr. Mario don't got that. Oh, the reach. Let's see if I can get him. Try to spike him. Like that. Ow! He knows. Trying to spam that PK fire. Ah! And it begins. Freaking perfectly clean bat that he just did on me. Take that pill. Take those pills. Take it. No back here for you. Oh, you did. There you go. Oh, we did a 1-for-1 trade-off there. That's perfectly fine. Oh, he started. Gotta block as best as I can. Take that. How dare you? I should block. Okay, I try my best here. Take that. Take that. Oh, he dodged the pill. He's a cute one. Take that. Stop, Emo Boy. Here we go. Perfect counter, and he just freaking dashes into me. Son of a biscuit. Uh-oh. Can't let that happen. I gotta get this. I need this badly. Take that. Haha. You're not getting this. Oh, maybe you're... No! No! He played me like a fiddle, and then he did it. Oh, man, I gotta be careful. That's a KO. I'm not gonna be able to recover from that. Damn you, Emo Boy. How dare you? He's still listening to Evanescence CDs and... You know what? Listening to Paramore on loop. Please stop, man. Emo Boy. Emo Boy, please. Don't you think I've had enough, Emo Boy? Oh my goodness. I think he's gonna clean... He didn't perfectly stock me here. I think we're GG'd here. Oh god, I should have Blade Shield. I thought he was gonna hit himself. See, that's why I never know what he's gonna do, because he's so unpredictable with his movements. Take that. Can we recover from this? It's gonna be hard to clutch here. Take that. Goodbye. Alright, we brought him down to 1 stock. That's better than I was expecting to do against Emo Boy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gotta be perfect if he comes down. Like that. I gotta get rid of him. I can't. If I go after him, he's just gonna channel it, redirect it. Take that. Take some pills. Open. Not enough to KO him, though. Oh, no. Stop spamming that. Stop spamming that. Oh, he got me with the bat. I knew he was gonna do that. Because it goes PK fire, and then if you can't get the block or the roll in because you're just stuck in the frame data, he'll automatically perfectly give you a perfect final forward smash bat. Emo Boy, please stop. You're giving me too much trauma right now. Bring me back to life. Oh no. Please stop. Emo Boy, please stop. Emo Boy, please stop. Oh no. God, this emo boy will never stop. Okay. Aw, man, he read me again. I knew I was trying to get him in an upset. He just has the perfect counter for everything. That's what gets me so mad about this amiibo. I trained him so well. Because it's just like he's got the perfect thing for everything. He just like knows when to PK fire. Oh, I'll take that. Oh. I'm feeling trauma. I'm feeling very low. I can't even stock him now. Come on, emo boy. Don't do this to me. Watch out. No. No, no, no. Oh, God. Take that. You got Creedy there looking for a Smash Ball. Gotta correct that behavior. You don't need this, I need it. Oh, he was gonna... I was gonna roll into a perfect bat, too. You cheeky little son of a monkey. I'm wide open. I deserve to get punished for that. Take that. Oh, I thought he was gonna PK fire there. He waited for me in a freaking cape to then PK. Triple PK there. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting baited on everything. No. No, you can't come back. Up. I should have up smashed there, but I thought it was gonna... There we go, I got caught. Almost got caught. If I had rolled out away there, I was gonna get batted to death. Oh. Emo boy. Emo boy, please, stop, emo boy. No. Oh my goodness. I think emo boy basically won this set and redeems the amiibos. He's the one that came to start collecting souls. Goodbye. You know, I shouldn't have followed up with the second pill because he was stuck in the animation there. I get punished there. Wanted to do the flash kick there because I thought maybe we were gonna be able to catch him. Oh my god, that was perfect. I can't even hate on that. He rolled into a forward smash. You freaking do that so perfectly. I'd swear these amiibos have like god timing. This is the one thing that annoys me. Block. Should block. That was fun. He was gonna land there. Oh, we're cooked. We're so cooked, Dreadknights. He's just... he's freaking... I can't get the stock off of him. He just refuses to die, too. He's got, like, extra HP. All the amiibo... I thought he would literally not wave dash there. I thought he wasn't gonna wave dash. That's why I was like, I'm certain to get the forward smash there. That's a regular player maybe I would have got. Are you kidding me? He baited me again. Well, he won the set. God damn it, emo boy. He played that so perfectly. He baited me into every move. He won the set, but we have to play the last one for our dignity. Emo boy, are you really gonna make me have to bring out the other emo boy to battle you in the battle of the emos? I think you are. I don't think you're gonna like that, emo boy. Take that. Oh no. I don't like this. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Take that. No. Run. No. How dare you do that? Okay. Oh, no, don't do that. Take that. Take that. I mean, this is for our pride, right? We gotta at least win one on the set with Dr. Nerd, alright? If not, I'd feel sad. Like, will you hold me if I lose this match, Dreadknights? Will you tell me it's okay? Will I get head pats if I get my ass kicked? If I get wrecked to the emo... My god, emo boy, that was such a perfect rotation of moves. I can't even get mad. He's just playing it perfectly. I just can't count. Look at that. Had I not freaking wave dashed there, I would have gotten freaking wrecked by the yo. It's just too perfect. He's perfect in every way. He's everything I should be. But I'm not. Technically, I do know how to play Nest. The way you're seeing him play Nest is basically the way I play. I did teach him to do more of the freeze. I think it's called Delta Freeze, but he doesn't do it. Because he just uses these strategies instead. Take that, man. Because at this point, I need all the help I can get to take you down, Peg. God damn it, little boy. Take that. Okay. Let's take that. Take that. Roll. Take that. Oh, God. Why am I such a bot? I thought I was going to get the spike and I was too far away. That's the problem with Dr. Mario 2. His recovery is ass. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. 4 PK fires in a row. How dare you? No. Oh, God, emo boy. He's got me, too. If I didn't freaking do the freaking tornado move, we would have been so cooked. I mean, we were cooked. We're not winning this set at this point. Oh, my God. He catches me? I was perfectly far away from that. No way. No way, shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans. Take that. I gotta... Okay, at least we brought him down to 1. I gotta win this set, but he's just too perfect. Watch out. Oh, no. 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 Oh, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. I'm sorry. Amiibo Boy, please. Oh my god. And he freaking spiked me. It's over. It's so over. He hasn't even taken any damage, really. I can't catch him either. He's just, like, perfectly air dodge. I'm cooked. I'm way too far out for recovery. Yep. Oh, my pride. My pride. I just lost to Amiibo Boy. You won that round, Amiibo Boy, but the war is far from over. The Amiibo Boy has put the Amiibos on the board with a clean sweep on Dr. Mario, so they finally actually take a set. So if you're keeping score at home, Dread-free Amiibos won. That's the tally right now. But we're gonna put Amiibo Boy in his place. Or I am gonna bring out another Amiibo Boy. Some might even say he's an emo man. Someone I actually kind of identify with greatly. That being Cloud. We're gonna have the battle of the emos. Who will reign supreme? The emo with the big sword or the emo with the bat? It's the battle of the emos. Only one emo will be able to exist in this universe. Who will it be, Dreadknights? Will it be Cloud? Or will it be Amiibo Boy Ness? I don't know. When you're really thinking about it, I should have had a Lucas amiibo, because in reality, if anybody has a reason to be an emo in Smash Bros., just based on lore, it would have to be Lucas from Everfree. No, I'm not trying to spoil it, but you know what? Lucas's mother is dead in Everfree. So he has actually a reason to be sad. Plus, it's a Ness that has, like, all his friends and family. And yet they gave him this outfit. I don't understand why. I guess maybe when Smash had originally come out, like, I think he might have had this costume, I think, as early as, I want to say before Brawl and Melee, but I'm not entirely sure, because I don't keep up on costumes like that. But I'm thinking maybe he had it since that point, so he was probably kind of there, this costume, to appeal. So we're talking like the mid, I don't want to say mid, but like the 2007, 2008-ish emos out there. Maybe even 2009. You know, where, you know, you had the wallets that were attached to the jeans with the chain, and you would listen to Evanescence, and freaking Paramore, and, oh my goodness, what are things? There's so many different things that were going on in emo scene, where people had the hairstyle, too, with the emo hair, that was all that frothy thing, and then, God forbid, you called a goth an emo, and God forbid, you called the emo a goth! God damn it, Amiibo Boy. Why did you do that? Like, people are really, really crazy. But, you know, there was some good music that came out of that emo scene when you really think about it. Got some really good Evanescence. Got some really good Paramore. Oh, man. There was a couple of good Blink-182 that came out during that time period, too. You know? It was good. This was really good shit. What was some of... If you were around during that time period, what was some of your favorite, like, emo music to listen to? Because I'm always up for, like, good music suggestions. That's just something that people don't actually realize about me. Like, I know there's the Smiths. Even though, would you really consider the Smiths... Yeah, I mean, the Smiths is about as emo music as you possibly could get, right? Like, there's the Smiths, and the Smiths has some really good songs, actually. Even though, like, Morrissey, I mean, basically depressed the majority of his life at this point, right? Watch out. I need to lock in here, guys, so if I got a little silent there, my apologies. I like the fashion statements were interesting. Like, I wasn't never technically emo. I don't necessarily know if I want to say this on stream. I mean, how do I put this? There are people that I kind of, I don't want to say dated, but sort of dated, that were into the whole emo scene. Well, yeah, I did date one girl, and she had, there was just like full on, she was like wanted to be emo, but she wasn't really truly emo, I guess is the best way to put it. So like she had the highlights in her hair. So she had like the blonde highlights that were like at the tip of her hair, and she had hair that she wore like medium length. And she wore like the black hair liner, and I can't say the name that she had, a nickname that was very similar to a Pokemon. In that's the evolution of Chansey. That's the only thing I'm gonna say because I don't want to out them. So if you know the nickname, the evolution of Chansey, that's basically what their nickname was, and that's what they would call themselves Reality, they called themselves that because they were into Blizzard games. Like, they were really huge into the World of Warcraft. So they played, it's just like when... I'm not really into World of Warcraft, and actually me telling this story is kind of the reason why I never got into World of Warcraft was, she was into the Night Elves, so she played World of Warcraft because of the Night Elf scene. And on top of that, she also played Yu-Gi-Oh! She played a Kaiba deck. So, like, she was heavily into Blue Eyes White Dragon. I mean, I was too, so, you know, you figure, hey, you're into Blue Eyes, I'm into Blue Eyes, this is the perfect match, man, and yeah, no, you know. You know, but we went our different ways. Category General told the story. You know, it was one of those situations. You know, we're young too, so I can't fault people when, you know, you're young. And those day and ages, not really, you know, you're still trying to figure out your life, right? She basically kind of used me to get a whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because she was, like, just using me for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And she was like, I don't know the nicest way to say it. Basically, she was dating me, kinda, and she was also dating this other guy that was an Asian. So, you know, one day she was like, oh, I can't see you anymore, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I asked her, well, what was the problem? It's like, you're not Asian, and me being a very young, naive human being, and, you know, back then, kind of was way more sarcastic and mean than people actually think that I am these days. I'm not really mean or sarcastic. I am still kind of sarcastic. I would say things just out of, you know, because I do speak my mind sometimes freely, as you've seen many times on the channel here. But what ended up happening was, like, when she told me that, I was like, have you looked in the mirror? You're not Asian either. And the thing about it is, like, I don't know, what's the nicest way to put it? She was like a cosplayer and stuff, so she was like really heavily into cosplaying. It was actually in cosplay magazines back when cosplay magazines were. So like, I don't want to say that she had imposter syndrome before imposter syndrome was a thing, but it was kind of like that. Like, she really desperately, in her heart, truly wanted to be Asian. And the thing about it is, like, and I think other people have talked about this, and I kind of agree with them 100% when it comes to this stuff. Now, I don't like to use the terminology otaku because that's very offensive to people, and I don't really like to use the word weeb, but in this particular situation kind of applied. There's people who have actual appreciation for Japanese culture. They like to learn Japanese. I learn Japanese. I'm not very good with the dialect because, you know, I'm American, I'm not Japanese, so I will say things that don't exactly apply to Japanese. I actually read Japanese. People don't know this. I taught myself to read Japanese. I'm very familiar with Japanese traditions for all intents and purposes. You know, I know about... I can't talk about that particular industry, but, like, you know, there's this particular forest. Alright, we took a set from Amiibo. Man, did I have to... we took a match there, I should say, off Amiibo. I had to work with that. It's amazing that I'm able to focus and talk to these guys at the same time while doing it. I guess because I'm kind of, like, emptying brain while I'm playing Smash and just talking about something else. But, like, you know how there's people... Again, like I said, there's people who really appreciate Japanese culture, so they want to learn the language, they want to learn the art style, they want to learn, you know, surnames, traditional things. They like to visit Japan. They like to visit Japanese local locations for folklore. They like to go to the shrines to pay respects, you know. They like to go to shrines during certain festivals to manifest, like, the love of their lives. You know, they like other things, like, you know, actual Japanese cinema. Not just anime, not just video games, not just manga. There's those type of people who really like Japanese culture, and then there's those people who don't really have appreciation for Japanese culture. They don't eat Japanese food. They don't, you know, they don't, their information on Japan is limited to, oh god, Emo Boy, is limited to what they see in video games, which is obviously not an accurate depiction of Japan. And it's limited to, you know, what they see in anime or what they read in manga, which obviously is there is some truth to stuff that you see in anime and manga, but that's not actually truly how it, you know, real Japanese culture is necessarily. I mean, there's some truth to it, but it's not exactly, you know, it's like 25% of actually what Japanese culture is. And there's those type of people, and I feel like, getting back to the main plot of that particular girl that I dated, She was tried desperately to be Japanese and Asian because she wanted to really like Japanese and Asian culture, but she never learned anything about it. For her, it was like, if I like anime, and I like video games, and I like Yu-Gi-Oh!, and I dress in cosplay, that means that I have a higher understanding of these things than anybody else. But if you would ask her what Golden Week is like in particular, or, you know, something as simple as Sakura Matsuri, before, like, they had Sakura Matsuri at the botanical gardens and stuff, she wouldn't be able to tell you any of that stuff. And that's not a dig on her, and that's not a dig on anybody else, but, like, you know, there's people who are fans of anime and video games, and then there are people who are actually fans of Japanese culture. Like, I've kept friends who are part of the Japanese society here in New York City. And this is not a big shock. People know I live in New York City. I have somebody who actually is a friend of mine that he draws. He's like, always wanted to be like an American manga artist, which I know it's kind of a bit of an oxymoron, right? And he teaches and draws at the Japanese Society every so often. I have him on a social media of mine that I don't give out to many people. I just gave it out for the first time ever to somebody that I kind of really trusted. Did we win the set there? We took a set from the Emo Boy. I empty brained and started talking about life stories, and we were able to clutch there. Very, very good. But, you know, like, so he teaches Japanese culture. I have a friend that was a actual real idol. I'm not saying that the VTubers aren't real idols. I ever keep that in mind. But I have a friend who she was an actual idol for Japan. Like, she was an idol actually there. She sang a theme song, I think it was to one of the Pokemon songs in Japan, if I remember correctly. She was like a big idol in Japan, and then, like, her time passed. And then she came to America to try to do, like, kind of try to be an American version of idol culture here. It didn't, I don't want to say it didn't pan out for her very well, but I stayed kind of in contact with her over the years as well. And, you know, like, she really, you know, like, people like that is people like I know. I have a friend that, she's been in some older YouTube videos when I used to hunt. Ari, that I know from Japan. You know what, used to, like, do stuff with me in Dreadknights Gaming when we used to play in Pokemon tournaments and stuff. You know, I have friends that are over there. I've done business with Japanese cultures, and, excuse me, not Japanese culture, Japanese companies before, many different times, because you know, as most people know, I did journalism work, you know, so, you know, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, like, just watching anime manga, but, like, you have a very, I guess the point I'm trying to make is a very narrow, what's the best way to put it? Very narrow. Not mine, but very narrow knowledge on what exactly it is. And it's not exactly, like, truly appreciating culture. But then again, I guess you could say the same thing, in a way, for people who like, Korean culture. Like, I don't know too much about Korean culture. Please don't cancel me for that. It's something that I like. The most I know about Korea, to be honest with you, is their gaming scene, only because, like, I've played and I've teamed up with people in gaming tournaments on internet for, like, Switch stuff way back in the day. I was part of a Pokemon Cup, I guess you could say, where I actually didn't take part on the American team. I paired up with my Japanese friend as well as Korean friend that I have to be able to actually play. We ended up winning the tournament, but I'm kind of getting off tangent. But I don't have, like, a lot of understanding of anything of Korean culture outside of, like, the gaming scene, like how heavily they're into MOBA games, how heavily they're into MMOs and stuff. But, like, if you ask me about K-pop music, I can't name anything from K-pop music, really. Like, I know who BTS is. I'll be honest with you, I know who BTS is. Only because, like, I've seen them on Good Morning America. I know Korean food and, like, Korean barbecue and bonchoy, which I still haven't been able to try, despite the fact that we have, like, 3 or 4 different locations here. And, you know, I guess really the reasoning behind why I never got into, like, Korean culture in particular is just because, like, I didn't have really any Korean friends or people who were really into that stuff growing up. Like, a lot of my friends were anime fans, manga fans, or people who were actually Japanese, or people who taught Japanese in various different walks of life that they've had. I gotta say, I am, because I was looking recently at an account that I haven't used in a while. That's a social media account. I don't want to say which one it is because I don't want them people looking for Kevin for the win again. Because it will happen, and we've already told the story what happened to my Twitter. Haha, TK, very funny. That was not cool at all. These people that did that. But yeah. So, you know, I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, I had forgot I knew this many people that were so connected to anything. On top of that, too, like, I did work with, voice actors in American dub voice actors. Let me clarify that before somebody thinks like I was working with Japanese voice actors, American voice actors. So, I had the pleasure a long time ago of interviewing Michelle Ruff. I interviewed Sonny Strait. Whether you love him or hate him, you know, I know because of the situation that's going on. I really don't want to talk about. I did interview Vic Mignogna way before any of that other stuff happened. You know, I worked with some dubbing, not with them in terms of like the actual dubbing side. This is the journalism side, where you know what, I worked with voice actors, interviewed them, worked with Funimation a lot in regards to like press releases that they put out and trying to promote their stuff. I worked with websites way back. Way back. There's like old, like, I don't want to call them fan websites, but at this point they're not like really anime websites anymore. They're more like art websites, like stuff like the otaku.com, which I don't know if anybody here even knows what the otaku.com is, but they were like an old website where like back in the day when there wasn't a lot of like websites that talked about anime, that actually talked about anime. Well, we're talking like, is it GeoCities days? It might have been like, it was like early 2000s when Otaku.com was really in. So, you know, I worked with them, which opened the door to me working with like actual anime companies, with interviewing people. I traveled a lot for anime cons. That's how I got my foot into the door. When it came to games journalism, I worked with a lot of video game companies, including, ooh, that was so clean. That was so clean, guys. Yes, we're doing the run back on Dr. Mario because I feel disappointed. Well, so far the amiibo count, because we're like yapping now at this point, 4-1 amiibos. No, 4-1 amiibos right now. So I have 4 amiibos. I only have 1 victory on the board. But Dr. Mario is gonna have a tough time against Falco because Falco's like really aerial. I'm gonna try my best here to clutch this one, but it's gonna be tough. And I have to let him come to me, I think, is a strategy here. But like I was saying before, though, when it comes to the stuff that I did, like I started as an anime con, not really con, but an anime reviewer, so I used to review anime stuff. This is like right out of high school, pre-college, right? And then I worked pretty much solo for myself for a while, as basically a beat writer, or, you know, freelancer, I guess is the best way to put it, where, you know, I would drop like some articles on certain websites if they wanted an article, and other things I would do is I had my own website. I don't want to give the name of the website because I really don't want people looking up that type of information because it's a little bit more sensitive information. I don't care to really share on stream, just because like certain things have been a little bit malicious as of late. We took them off there. Okay, good. So we evened out that thing. So one of the things that I did a lot was like I did anime reviews, and then that opened the door to doing con reporting. So I would go to like anime conventions and various other conventions and do con reports, and then it kind of worked up to where I got into the gaming side of things, where I did like press releases, and I worked with some companies. I don't want to drop the name of them. They don't work anymore. Again, it's a shame that people decided they wanted to do things with my X account, because had you actually people looked into the X account, they would have known that I had some pretty strong ties with G4 TV way back in the day. You know, even though they're no longer around. Not the G4 TV that I think people are thinking of, like the one that was on Twitch, the original G4 TV. Which is a shame that things happen the way they happen there, but like that's the thing with cable TV networks. They're here today and then gone tomorrow. They don't last very long. So, you know, I did that. I did work with a lot of gaming companies. Worked a lot with Nintendo. I worked a lot with Sega, Sony. Got in reviewer copies for games in the past. We're not playing a reviewer copy of this game in particular, just so you know. Playing Smash Bros. I brought most of my Switch stuff. Anything that I ever get that's like a reviewer copy is something I would put that it's sponsored content, which it's not. I mean, it's an avenue maybe somewhere. I try not to do too much sponsored content because the thing about it is, I'm very opinionated. That's always how I was, even when I was doing game journalism, which is probably the reason why I'm not doing it anymore. Due to the fact that, like, I always have the consumer's best interest at heart. So, like, if I thought a video game wasn't very good, or I felt like it was unoptimized, or poorly optimized, or it wasn't the best that it could have been, I would tell that exactly how it is, and my opinion wouldn't be changed. It couldn't be waived by the companies, and a lot of companies appreciated me for that, and there were some companies that didn't appreciate that. But you know what, when it comes to journalism, even though people will give shit to gaming journalists because they're like, haha, gaming journalists, these people don't play video games whatsoever, they don't know anything of the sort, that's a bold-faced lie. Game journalists play more video games in their lifetime than most normal human beings will ever play in their lifetime. Oh, he caught me there. I thought we had him. Oh, I guess we're going to a deciding game here after all. Most game journalists will play more video games than you ever have in your lifetime. And that's not to be a dick, that's not to be mean, that's not to be cruel. I'm just telling it like it is. On top of that, if you were to take a guess how many video games I have played in my lifetime, the majority of people would get it wrong. When I joke about, like, I play everything or have played just about everything when it comes to video games, outside of maybe, like, the Atari 2600 catalog, and even then, I've still have gone back and started revisiting those things, and if you've watched the channel a long time, you've seen, we did Halloween last year. What did I play? I played Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the Halloween Atari game, and I think we also played, what, the Haunted Mansion, and a couple other things. And we did that on stream on Twitch, too, because people forget I did Twitch streams also, besides YouTube, for a very long time, too. You know, like, I literally, there's no joke, I do play everything. One of the things that sometimes bother me is because people say, like, I'm a tryhard, right? You're like, oh my god, he's such a tryhard, he plays everything, he's such a chatter, everything. Something that always bothers me, too, is, like, I try to, like, I am a person, if people have never figured this out on the channel, or you've never figured this out in social media interactions that I've had with people, I always like to help people in video games. It's not that I'm helping them out because I'm like, ah, ha, ha, noob, you're terrible, oh, I want to take you under my wing for, like, guidance and stuff. Which I kind of felt like the last couple of weeks, some of the things that I tried to help people in, was that's how they took it, which it's kind of sad. And again, it's not like, I'm just saying it because there was something that came across on social media before my actual IRL Twitter got deleted, where there was this joke of, oh, hey, baby girl, do you need guidance on something? And it wasn't like that at all. It was just a person that I consider kind of a friend that I kind of wanted to help because they seemed a little bit overwhelmed in the game. It was not like, oh, hey, baby girl, I'm going to take you under my wing and everything, sort of. Just somebody, you know, I was legitimately trying to help, like when I've helped anybody else. Like when I do YouTube guides. Just so, you know, they could be like, give a video game another try. You know, and it's a shame that people sometimes view things that way, because it's not everything is the way that people make it out to seem like it is on the internet. You know, that's just kind of not it. But, you know, I like to help people and stuff. You know what? It's like, oh my god, he caught me. That's what I get for yapping so much. We gotta lock in, guys. We gotta lock in. This has gotta be like a master lock right now. We gotta lock in, right? Put the lock on that MasterCard right now. We gotta lock in here, because he's up 2. We gotta win this set, best of 3. I didn't think we would get this far with him. Good job, Falco. Kind of trying to redeem himself after last game. Hey, you know, I like to help. I like to help in Monster Hunter. I like to help in Dead by Daylight. I like to help in a lot of games I play. I play a lot of games, too. And I've just played a lot of games because I was fortunate in the sense that a lot of the stuff that I've done in my life, I was fortunate to be put into that position where I was able to do that stuff. You know? Some of my best times was going around the anime convention scene and the gaming con scene and, you know, doing game journalism where I went to gaming events as well. And there were special things and, you know, screenings and movie premieres and stuff on that side of it. It was fun. I had the privilege of meeting a lot of cool people. One of my favorite people in the world, Tony Todd, may he rest in peace, is somebody I met during that circuit. You know, most people know him as Candyman. He was a very good, close friend of mine that passed away recently, and well, a couple months ago at this point, I think it was in August he passed away, may he rest in peace again. It was a good friend of mine, you know, a very big supporter of film projects that I had, that I was working on, and very big motivator whenever I needed to ask him a question, because he had worked on, obviously, Night of the Living Dead, the remake. It was a good source of information for me. You know, I was fortunate that the job that I was able to do for a while put me in contact with him. I was pretty cool with Danielle Harris. You know that little girl Jamie Lloyd from Halloween 6? Or excuse me, not Halloween 6, Halloween 4 and 5, and then Halloween 6 they didn't have her come back. You know, and she did a lot of other things like Stakeland, and, you know, I had the pleasure of working with her a couple times. And that was possible, again, thanks to stuff that I did in my journalism days, you know? I got to hang out with a lot of cool Nintendo representatives. Some of them aren't even there anymore. They went on to do, like, their own podcast. I got to hang out with, you know, people from, you know, video game television scene, which was kind of cool. There's people that are famous now that I knew them from, like, Chinatown Fair Arcade before they, like, actually got famous, and they don't remember me at all. But, like, anybody here familiar with the Spear Hunter from the YouTube videos? The Spear Hunter used to go to Chinatown Fair. Like, I think it was, I don't remember how much they went. I gotta be careful and use the name Spear Hunter, because I don't want to... Well, I mean, she's Susie nowadays, right? Like, everybody does that. Her name's Susie now. But yeah, I knew Susie when she went to Chinatown Fair. She was not a super regular, but she had her own group of people that she hung out with too. That hung out with a couple of friends of mine. Well, not like super close friends, but like acquaintances. You know, Long Island Joe. Anybody ever heard of him? I met him thanks to a friend of mine by the name. It's okay to say so. Everybody knows Yuri. Yuri used to work in Chinatown Fair. He worked as one of the employees there, gave like tokens and stuff. I met Yuri through Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Yu-Gi-Oh! At Wakyu, China, and Yuri one day came into Wakyu to get a friend who was one of the people that used to work at Chinatown Fair, but then was just hanged out and played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! There. I don't want to tell his name because I'm not trying to like dox to it people. And like he came in one day and he watched me and my friend Will at the time. And we were playing, it was Dark Magician. He had a Dark Magician deck. And I had a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck because I was always a fan of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And he had a Yugi deck and I had like a Kaiba deck. I had the Egyptian God cards. And we had this fun moment where we were like, hey, you know what'd be cool? Let's play an actual Battle City match. And I had all three of the Egyptian God cards back then. So I gave Will my Slifer the Sky Dragon to use in his Yugi deck. And I used the Obelisk. And Yuri walks in that day. And we're literally recreating the Battle City finals. Literally, it came down to like Slifer the Sky Dragon bumping heads with Obelisk, and he's there just looking on where he's like, you two just recreated the fucking show. And that's how we became friends, and he got into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That way. And a lot of friends that I met that way. I met Justin Wong, actually because I started hanging out with Yuri and going to pick him up at work at CF every once in a while. So I met Justin Wong because I was one of the days I was playing MVC2 because I was waiting and Justin Wong came in. I told the story already in a clip, short, and he comes in. I'm playing like Tronbon, Venom, and Cable. Not a very good Marvel vs. Capcom team, but that's a team I like to use. It's for funsies, right? I'm not a serious Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player. Comes in and wrecks my shit. Takes some like 20 seconds. And that, you know, I met a lot of really like Sanford. I keep not people like this isn't people like I always broke bread with and stuff, but I know them. Like another thing is like may he rest in peace. Anybody remember Flash? If you were part of the scene, I don't want to say his name, but Flash was the name. He was in GamePro magazine. He was a very good friend of Justin Wong. I knew him too because he was good friends with Will, who played Yu-Gi-Oh! And he also played Yu-Gi-Oh! He also played Dark Magician and stuff like it. Like, people don't really realize... I'm sorry, my voice maybe peaked there a little because I was getting a little bit enthusiastic about talking about these days because they're really fun. Will you come down from here, Falco, so I can final smash you already? Jesus Christ, man. He was smart. He knew. So what are the things... Like, Flash used to play... a lot of things that people don't remember is like a lot of the people that played in Chinatown Fair that were like really good Chinatown Fair regular players there also played Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game because of Wakyu. It wasn't until like Wakyu closed that then people kind of from that scene kind of started parting ways. Like then the card players went to Neutral Ground, and that's kind of how I ended up. Well, there's more than Neutral Ground, right? So, like, here in New York City, there were 3 card shops that you used to go to. There was Wagyu for the Chi-Town people. When Wagyu closed because they couldn't afford to keep their store in business, because instead of, like, really wanting to like, lead into Yu-Gi-Oh!, the owner of it wanted them to sell models. And one of their owners, that was half owner, realized that it would be more beneficial to them to, like, really lean into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Side of things because they could make more money off that. And what ended up happening is they didn't lean into it because the 2 bigger owners of it didn't really want it to be a card shop and wanted to sell, like, models, toy models that nobody realistically would buy in that day and age. And because of those decisions, they ended up closing down. So when that place closed, what ended up happening for a while was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were very cool with the people who worked in Subways. So they would, like, we would go to Subways, buy a whole bunch of Subway sandwiches, and hang out at Subway and play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while. Eventually, people that we were cool with there stopped working, and we had to move for our usual card game gathering. So what ended up happening then, for the card game gathering, is I started looking for new card shops to play in. For, like, all my friends and stuff. So I went to Forbidden Planet, which I had gone to Forbidden Planet before to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, so it wasn't like I was a stranger to Forbidden Planet. I wasn't a regular. Went to Forbidden Planet and met a couple of Forbidden Planet people that went to Forbidden Planet regularly, and I met them roughly there. Then from there, I found Nutri-Ground, which was kind of surprising because I lived near Nutri-Ground. I never knew that Nutri-Ground had existed in all the years that I lived. Literally, not very far from Nutri-Ground. Only a couple blocks away from Nutri-Ground. So I discovered Nutri-Ground. And in Nutri-Ground, you know, I met some of the people who were, like, the organizers of stuff there. And that's actually how I ended up becoming a Yu-Gi-Oh! Judge. Take that, Falco. And I judge. People don't know this. You're really getting to know a lot more about me than you probably really are expected. I judged for a long time in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Anybody familiar with, like, the head judge? I don't know if she's still there because I don't keep up on who's there and who's not. Julia Heiberg? I met Julia Heiberg many different times that she came to Nutri-Ground for regionals to play in them, for casually to play in them. Well, I mean, if you're playing regional, you're not necessarily. But she came to regionals and played at regionals. She came to some pre-release events. I did pre-release events for Yu-Gi-Oh! I judged many different regionals. I judged regionals and some pretty high-level tournaments back then. And again, it's kind of crazy how all these things... Like I said, like, my life is kind of weird, right? Because, like, a lot of people will be like... When I start telling these stories, they'll be like, nah, you're full of shit, none of that. And then they start looking up and like, wait, you do know Justin Wong. Or, wait, you did go to Chinatown. Or, wait, you did... I don't know why I did that with the Isabel. Just trust the process there. I wanted to get her on and I did the backward thing. Okay. You know, I did go to Chinatown, and I did play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And won regionals, and all this other crap. And, you know, man, I don't know how to put this. Like, a lot of stories I tell, then people are like, no, none of this, and all of it is true. I hate to be the Han Solo thing. You know, when they say Han Solo, and what is it, The Force Awakens, is it called? Yeah, that's the first movie in the really terrible trilogy. But you know what, that Rey is asking about the Force, and Han Solo comes out and he's like, yes, it's true, all of it. That's basically me in my life. I was fortunate I got to do a lot of these cool things that are now cool. Keep that in mind, because when I did them, growing up, these things were considered unacceptable. People didn't like you doing these things. People would think you were an outcast. People would think you were a nerd. People would look down upon you. I can't tell you how many times in my life, a lot of times in my life, that I either had friends that, because I liked anime, or even family members had said, oh, you're gonna marry a Japanese... That's not probably true. But it did come up. You know, or, you know, oh man, you know what, this is terrible. But, you know, I'd give a lot of credit to a lot of stuff I did that I'm able to do, like content creation, as entertaining as I hope as entertaining. Let's keep that in mind. As I'm able to, because I've just spent a lot of time socializing in different things. Despite the fact that, if you know me very well, I hate... It's not that I hate. I just don't like to really socialize when it comes to the internet. Because, like, I mean, it's the internet, right? The internet is great for certain things, right? It's a valuable source of information. It helps you connect with people through content creation. It helps you entertain people who might, you know, need people to hang out with. That's why I do the streams that I do. That's why I do the content that I do, to hopefully, you know what, maybe somebody out there that doesn't like to go outside, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's you, that I don't blame you, you know, you do you, right? I'm not gonna judge you. It's not my place to, first of all, right? You know, I do things for those people too, that, you know what, maybe they just want, like, to hear a friendly, inviting voice and just chill. You know, for whatever reason they can't, you know, go out. You know, there are people, I knew somebody who was an old viewer of mine, that, they were restricted to a wheelchair. You know? And there are probably, I probably have more viewers like that that I don't even know about. Like, this is a viewer that told the story because they wanted people to know, and they, you know, they couldn't really go out too much because they were very restricted in terms of the health that they had. That's, I think, another reason why, guys, when I say some of the stuff that I say, when people are, like, mean about stuff, and, like, they make fun of people because of, like, their hair is thinning, or they make fun of people that are bold. Like, I have had viewers who are terminally ill, who you wouldn't know that they were terminally ill. You know, that, you know, because that's not something they're going to broadcast to everybody. Or, you know what, that they were super stressed out. The reason they lost their hair was, or not lose, but their hair thin was because of stress. You know, and it's just like, that's why it's like, that's the other thing, I guess, that I'm trying to get at. The reason why I'm not as sociable on social media as other people are is because I just see a lot of mean stuff, and then it's like, well, why is it playing Aerith? Well, I'm about to live through Final Fantasy VII trauma all over again in Smash Brothers without even having Aerith in the game. Sad music is sad. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I won't spoil it for you. But best girl theme song. I mean, at least this one's more upbeat than the other one. Yeah, but, you know, I'm gonna get a little off tangent. But yeah, like, you know, I have friends and stuff. Like, the reason I'm not really social on social media, which is kind of ironic for a guy that spent a lot of his life being sociable, is just because, like, I don't want to say the world has changed, but like, back when I first used social media, everybody was, like, mostly arguing about, like, who was better best girl, Aerith or Tifa. You know, who was better for Mario, Daisy or Peach? You know, if anybody saw the episode of Neon Genesis Evangelion, or if anybody watched Tenchi Muyo, who should Tenchi Muyo end up with? And yeah, discussions got heated back then, but they never got to the point where they were uncivil. They never got to the point where people, like, would call people out for stuff. People used to make art back then, and people would just be cool, like, hey, cool art, this is sweet. People would make fan comics and other type of comics that I'm not into, that spicy type of comics, but it's something that people did. And you know, people would be like, hey, cool comics. You know, I feel like as time has progressed, the internet, as great as it used to be, I always say I miss old internet, because old internet was technically better than new internet, where, you know, people just decided to become, I don't know, what should I put? What should I say? What should I even say in this? I feel like people stopped becoming internet users that just wanted to have, like, debates and talks and actual conversations with each other, and decided that everybody on the internet had to become rage baiters. And my opinion is right, and that's the only opinion that matters. And that the other half of them have to be like, oh, well, if I don't like your idea, I'm going to do everything. Or I don't like you, I'm going to do everything in my power to cancel you because I don't like you. Or I'm going to do everything to try to get rid of you. That's kind of the internet now. And I saw it firsthand based on the story that I just told you guys about in that short the other day. And it's like the internet has changed. So because the internet has changed so much, I don't like to, like, social media and stuff. Like, if you look at my Twitter on, like, my VTuber account, because God forbid you can't even look at my IRL one now because of some stuff. I don't really interact on my VTuber Twitter because I just, like, I go on VTuber Twitter, right? I do. I look at things, right? Because I'm always curious. I just want to see what it's like. Like, hey, maybe there's going to be some cool people that I can make friends with there. And I go on it, and it's always the usual doom posting, the usual, this company is better than this company, the usual, I can't believe this talent said this about her talents, when they never even said that about those talents. They just literally were joking around. I see things where It's, you know what, people, you know, that just want to throw each other under the bus, or there's people that's like, you can't come out to their stream, so they get angry at you. I'm not saying this from personal experience. And it's just like, VTuber Twitter is just not a cool place to hang out. So that's why I just don't really use VTuber Twitter, or my, like, Twitter VTuber thing. I try to stay in contact with people that I think are interested in staying in contact with me. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm on Blue Sky a lot more. I like how Blue Sky is, even though not all, like, people I know are on there. I always kind of was in the hope that a lot of people that I knew were just going to move over to Blue Sky and leave Twitter behind, but I know. Interactions are addicting, right? I'm not saying that they're addicting for me, because I don't care. As anybody who see my Twitter, I don't care if I get a like on something or not. I just post the videos out, and that's about it. Maybe every once in a while I'll say something foreshadowing that I feel like I need to say, just because I want to grab the attention of a friend or two. But other than that, I don't really post there anymore, so I just don't like it. And, you know, when you go on Blue Sky, it's like, Blue Sky is like orange and apples compared to Twitter X. Like, oh, got ya. Well, I don't have to listen to Tragic song anymore. But, like, on Blue Sky, when you go on, it's like, hey, VTubers looking at each other's art. That's cool. Art. Hey, new VTuber. That's cool. Hey, new VTuber. I found your YouTube channel thanks to your post. Hey, you should follow me back and stuff like that. And it's different. It's chill over there. And it's a shame that a lot of the people who could have helped make Blue Sky better decided that they didn't want to go because it was... And this is not a dig on them, but I get it. Like, the interactions and the likes and the amount of followers you get is addicting on Twitter, right? If you need validation, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess that's your way to get it, right? That's the age we live in. I think that's why I don't like... That's why I like old internet versus new internet. Old internet, there was no like buttons. There was no, like, there was a YouTube like button, right? That was the only like button that existed. And that was, like, the only like button that realistically even mattered at that point, too. But, like, I'm not in social media. There wasn't social media like that. There was LiveJournal. I don't know anybody even knows what a fucking LiveJournal is here, but you basically had a journal that you could post your thoughts on, and people could follow you there. And that was social media. Or DeviantArt, which I was never on because I'm not a spicy art type of person. I mean, I have my spicy side, as I always said, is reserved for behind closed doors with the person that I'm with. I'm not with anybody. Let me clarify that now, because somebody's gonna dread a single. This is confirmed. Just so anybody know, don't. This is not an invitation, really. You know, I'm only really ever willing to consider a rabbit for that position. And if you don't know who Rabbit is, you're better off not knowing. Okay. Yes, I just foreshadowed that in case Rabbit might have been watching. Anyway, that's not important. What is important, though, is, like, old internet had no like buttons, right? So because there was no like buttons, there was no reason for people desperate for validation, right? So I think, like, really started going downhill for internet when Facebook started. And I don't even think it was really Facebook in particular when it started, but when Facebook decided to start adding a whole bunch of things, like Facebook, when I had my Facebook was for college networking. So only people who, like, had college acquaintances or high school acquaintances could use it, and that's what it was. But then somewhere down the line, Facebook, because, you know, obviously Mark Zuckerberg bought it out, decided he wanted to follow the MySpace thing to become the MySpace killer. And when he started doing the MySpace things, like adding online quizzes and adding all these other things, we started to go down that slippery slope of where validation on the internet was more important than actually just having regular internet use conversations. And then I think it really, truly got really out of hand when Twitter came around. As much as I thought Twitter was a cool invention in the beginning, I started to realize that this is the platform where old internet was going to die completely and new internet was going to kind of thing. And Twitter in the beginning was okay, but as time went on, and we got Twitter, and then after Twitter, we got, what, Instagram? Where Instagram really then started heavily where I must have people like my pictures. I must have people like these memes that I'm posting. I must have people liking these videos. That's where then the generation of people who were desperate for validation got created. And that's where shit hit the fan, really, when you think about it. Because then at that point, we went from Instagram to TikTok. And then what became TikTok? How can I become the most viral person on the internet? How can I do the most shocking thing to get likes on the internet? How can I post the funniest thing so that I will be talked about on television, or on the internet, or on Twitter, or then we post it to Instagram? TikTok, right? I'm not saying TikTok is the problem. Instagram started this, but TikTok took it a little case further, and then because of the climate and how it changed, Twitter, which started out okay, became a place of rage baiting. And why is it rage baiting? And why is there controversial takes there? Why is everything a hot take on Twitter? Why does everything have to be horribly defended or fought against? It's because we got to the generation where people post things because it's instant gratification without ramifications, right? They want the validation. They want the likes. People will post rage baiting stuff in comments and stuff because they know that there are people on that platform that will like it. They will post controversial takes knowing that they probably don't even believe in those controversial takes. But what they want to do is they want to be famous. They want to have interactions. They want to be liked. Because we've created a society of people who, for whatever reason, feel like... It's kind of wrong, and it's not. But we have a generation of people who think that having likes on a like button is going to magically make the world better for you. Or make you feel better about yourself. And maybe it does to a certain extent. But you have to ask yourself... And this is why I'm not big on social media. How many of these interactions that are you having with these likes and things are actually valid, genuine connections? Wow, did we just have a very big TED Talk here about social media? But that's kind of coming back full circle. Why I don't really do anything on VTuber social media. Because it's like, I don't know, I don't see a need for the validation. Do you like my content? You will like my content because you came here organically and watched that content through searches. If you like me as a content creator, great. That's cool. If you don't, you know, it sucks, I suppose, if you're somebody that I really am high on, but that's your prerogative. I guess because I was old internet, I still think in old internet ways. Old internet, man. Like, not new internet for me. So I guess I come into everything with that mindset of that. That's why also Twitter, it's like, I don't understand why people can't just fucking get along or agree to disagree and move on. Like, so I don't get it. I don't get it. Can I take a sip of water here? We're gonna play Sephiroth versus Dr. Mario. We're getting close to end the stream. Uh-oh. I broke my model. His neck broke. I might have to fix the avatar. I don't know what happened with my model. I think I broke his neck. Give me a second. I will try to fix it. I might have to switch models here. It's gonna be tough. Alright, sorry about that. Let's see. I'm trying to play one-handed right now, which is not very good. Can I get to this? Can I get to this? I'm using a hotkey right now. Hotkey away. Oh, my wings are stuck on now. This is gonna be great. Alright. Can I hit the button to toggle them off? Alright. We're back. Oh man, sorry about that. I went to drink a bottle of water, my whole fucking game, just the whole freaking thing crashed. Pay no mind to that. Alright guys. So. Yeah, like I was saying. I guess it's because I'm old internet, so I think old internet ways, so. But it's interesting, right? How so much things have changed in the days. And, you know, I don't know. Like, it's sad that, like, Twitter became the way that it is. Because there's a lot of stuff I like on Twitter. Like, I think the Final Fantasy VII community over there, as much as people complain about them, I think they're pretty cool people. I like some of the thoughts, and they make some very creative videos, which I was pretty cool on. And yes, Dread does kind of keep an eye on it, and his Dread VTuber account there, but the boss in particular, like, did a lot more. And, you know, there's other things too. It's a shame, really, right? We just kind of live in a world where social media has become rage baiting. And just about interactions that aren't really necessarily valid interaction. It makes you think a lot about world and where society is going. You know? And there was an interesting study. I remember another VTuber talked about this before. There was a study in Japan, right? Where they polled young children what they wanted to be when they grew up. And I think like 14% of them, was it? I don't know the exact numbers. It might have been 14 or 6% of them wanted to be VTubers when they grow up. I don't know if that's the right career path, man. Like, I'll tell you something. I've been doing VTubing for what now? 4.5 years, basically. I've had some fun. We've had our high points. We've had our low points. The things that I've experienced in VTubing, I don't think I would ever want another human being to experience. And there's not everything is bad about VTubing, right? Every once in a while you make some pretty cool connections with people. If you can find your forever friends on the indie scene market, you're good. You'll be set for life. Every once in a while you might not find them. I never found my forever friends when it came to VTubing. I kind of always had to do this solo. That's just kind of what the cards were in it for Dread. Dread had to kind of just be a loner. Dread operates a much different way than a lot of other VTubers operate. There were places that, at one point, really wanted Dread. But Dread didn't want to go to those places because Dread just didn't feel like they were going to really utilize me the way that I wanted to be utilized, or I was just going to be used really quickly and thrown to the side because they're, you know, they're banking on something that maybe or may not happen. Again, as you can see, I'm a pretty decent yapper. I'm a pretty good gamer, too. But, you know, it's something, you know, to think about. But, like, you know, there were places that wanted, never really happened. I just didn't really like the strategies there, or I didn't feel like they were really good landing destinations. And on top of that, when I start to think about it a lot more now, I think I'm probably better off on the side that I chose. Okay, granted, everybody will say Dread dropped off, and you're not wrong about that. I did drop off, right? We went from 10,000k Diablo free videos to the current state of the channel. Even though, like, whenever I do a watch-along, people will come out for watch-alongs, crazily enough. But I don't want this channel to become a react channel, as I always say. I like gaming. That's what I enjoy doing. I don't want to become a react channel, or like a movie react channel, because first of all, I don't really like that type of content, because I always feel like if you're reacting to content, you're technically stealing other people's content. And there's a guy, I forgot his name now. Jack Attack, I think is his name, where he does things where he calls out people who do react content and basically kind of points out the fact that, like, without a lot of reactions to the content, you're basically kind of like stealing the content for all intents and purposes, even if you're not actually watching. I don't like, whenever I do movie watch-alongs, I have you queue them up so that you give money to the actual people who make these films, because that's how I like to roll. I want you to watch on your end and support the industries, because I feel like it's important to support the industries, and that's why I do it. I know a lot of people come into those movie watch-alongs and then, well, can I catch Dr. Mario? Oh man, that was a good one. Like, you know, I try, like, to point people into, like, renting the movies and stuff, because that's what I want you to do. I know people complain, like, oh, he's not showing the movie, what the hell? That's not what I like to do. And I try to put spins on it where I give you, like, from my film degree perspective, because people know I do work in the film and television industry as that's all intents and purposes at this point, starving artist. But I digress. That is not the point of what we're talking about. But the point I'm trying to make is I use the film degree to basically kind of give film analysis in regards to the stuff that we watch. It's like having a film class with me. I know there's a lot of people that like that, but I don't want my channel to do that, because I don't mind doing that every once in a while for a special occasion, but I don't want to do that all the time. That would not make me happy. It would make me fucking miserable to do that, because then you're asking me to basically do the same thing that I'm supposed to do every day of my life, right? And just give film analysis. And then it takes me back also to, like, my journalism and review days. And, like, at that point, then why am I not fucking being a journalist anymore, right? Because then it's just like, I'm basically doing the same thing then. I'm just doing it in a different way. So, you know, it's that. You know, so there's that shit. So that's why I don't do a lot of watch-alongs. And we caught him now. Fancy finish. Fancy finish. Fancy finish. This shirtless Sephiroth is for everybody who wanted shirtless Sephiroth, by the way. I'm pleasing the ladies right now. Man, I'm looking... Oh, he's got some pretty nice pecs. I can't lie with it, right? Fun story. My hair's actually not as long as his, but I have long hair. But you guys did get to see the long hair Ivor because somebody decided to play shenanigans with IRL Twitter too. Yes, I'm gonna harp about that for a while because it's just stupid why they did that. Like, the reasoning behind it just is like who does that, really? That's all I could think in my head the whole time. Like, who does, who, you have to have a lot of free time on your hand to do that, first of all, buddy boys. And then the second thing about it is, like, just most rational people don't do something irrational like that. Ah, man, but I digress. But yeah, you know, so it's like, that's why I don't do that type of content before, but I like doing fun stuff like this. I get to chill and hang out with Dreadknights, we get a more personal thing, and you can watch me in game and stuff. I'm trying to vary the content again, too, because I understand. I do truly understand, not everybody wants to watch me play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time, even though, and I'll be honest with you, there's times where I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time, either. Like, I don't mind Yu-Gi-Oh! Every once in a while, but if I had to play it 24/7, I play anyway, physical TCG, right? So, you know, one way or another, I'm gonna get my TCG in. I don't need to do it all the time on stream, right? And I know a lot of people have been asking about Diablo 3, right? You know, the reason I can't make any guides anymore is because Diablo 3, they don't update it anymore. The Arbor sets that I put out, every Arbor set that I put out no longer has an update. There's no other builds I can make for them. Any other build that I put out would be a non-optimized mess, so what's the point of making a guide for something that nobody's going to play? You want the most optimal stuff? It's available on this on this channel, in the playlist. Everything that I could have possibly taught all the members of the Dreadknight in Diablo 3 I've taught. I taught some stuff in Diablo 2, but again, Diablo 2 is such an old game that unless you like Diablo 2, which is a very old game that only like old heads will necessarily like, you probably don't want to watch me doing stuff like that. Because I've tested it before. The channel, I know what happens. There's other people who do that. Alright, we got the win with Sephiroth there. And Amiibo Dr. Mario. So we only really lost to Emo Boy. We were able to redeem ourselves right now at this point. We've got almost 7 for 1? No, 6 for 1. So this is probably... Oh, not him. We're gonna do Emo Boy versus Cloud one more time as the run back to give Emo Boy a chance to try to redeem himself. And then I'm gonna bid everybody a fun farewell. If you liked Smash Brothers and you thought the Great Amiibo Challenge of 2025 was fun, we could do more. I still have a couple other Amiibos I haven't shown off. I wouldn't mind doing another one of these sessions if you enjoyed it, if you liked it. It gives me the ability to yap a lot more, too. Because there's some games that I can kind of, like, empty my head and play. And then there's some games that it's a little bit harder to because I have to concentrate. Like, if I'm playing a first-person shooter, or, like, a better example, let's say Fortnite. I've played Fortnite before. I've played and streamed Fortnite 8 hours on Twitch at one point. Let me see if I can take my water and not screw my camera up this time. I need more water, guys. Let me hydrate. Thank you. You just got water ASMR. Wow. I am the all-giving content creator. I even gave you water ASMR. Anyway, like I was saying, with Diablo, I pretty much showed everything I could. And Diablo 4 is basically a game that nobody likes to play. People don't like to watch it. I never bought the expansion. Blizzard never threw the expansion my way because I was very critical of the base game for it. And most people consider me, when it comes to Diablo 4, just anti-Diablo 4. And in a way, I guess it's kind of true. I don't like Diablo 4. I don't like the expansions, the way they're doing it. I don't like anything that's going on. Pretty sure the next expansion is going to be even more expensive because of the tariffs and stuff. I played Diablo 4. I gave the base game a try. I had, at one point before Laptop Chan decided to get really sick, debate buying Diablo 4 expansion to play it. I'm kind of glad that I didn't because I would have wasted some money, even though I wasted money trying to fix this laptop instead, which always kind of made me very upset because I put some money that was like money from Christmas that I received to try to, and I was going to use it for like fun stuff for the channel, right? And instead I had to use it to try to fix the computer, and then find out everything that I used to fix the computer didn't fix the computer. I mean, it's usable, but it's not in a very good state that it is. It's very limited what we can do, and I've been trying to work on that, but like I said, it's It's hard, too, and I can't. Right now, it's not the best time for me to, unfortunately, be able to get a laptop replacement, which would fix and solve a lot of my headaches right now. You know? It's just, it's not feasible at this time, so we gotta rock things out a little bit longer. I was very upset, though, because, like, I spent $110 trying to fix my laptop. And I could have bought a terrible Diablo expansion that I would probably never gotten to play anyway, right? Or I could have probably bought a Switch game and I probably would have enjoyed. Keep away. Emo Boys making a lot of mistakes here. You know, so, but I didn't play Diablo 4's expansion. I only played up to the base game. And then I tried to, like, play base game after to come back, and it deleted... Not really deleted, but it deleted, like, my skills and my build for one of my characters. And then when I found I had to grind up all the way to level 60, which was take a while for a game I didn't enjoy playing, I was like, nah, I don't want to play that anymore. And I know a lot of people told me dread play Path of Exile, but when it comes to Path of Exile, realistically speaking, the one thing I've never been into Path of Exile 1. So, like, Path of Exile 2, I don't know if I would enjoy it. It's like, for me, really, what I enjoyed doing was going to Sanctuary and just, like, looting and grinding. And it's crazy, because I know Diablo 2 is the better of the Diablo games. It's the best Diablo game, right? But some of the old-school practices in Diablo, like, 2, are outdated by today's standards, which just doesn't make it a very fun experience anymore, right? Because it doesn't... Like, Diablo Resurrected, Diablo 2 Resurrected in particular, doesn't really give you super quality of life improvements outside of letting you play on a controller. So a lot of the stuff that made it old and archaic still makes it old and archaic, where, I mean, it's fun for a while, but it's not something you want to play all the time. On top of that, they started adding new stuff to Diablo 2 Resurrected in the ladder, like the mosaic thing, and then they stopped making new rune words and stopped, like, buffing, nerfing things again. And then at that point, it was like, well, if you're not going to keep changing stuff about Diablo 2 to keep it relevant, why am I playing Diablo 2 anymore then? It's like, well, what's the point then? It's still... At the end of the day, pretty much everybody's still gonna... I'm surprised I caught him with that. It's still gonna be one of those situations where you end up, you know, with playing the same build that everybody else plays. Teleport, Sorceress. Where you're just gonna teleport to the end, and you're gonna either do Blizzard Sorceress, or you're gonna do Blizzbowl Sorceress. And you're just going to kind of speed through all the content that way. And if you don't do Blizzbowl Sorceress, you're going to do Trap Assassin. And if you don't do Trap Assassin, you're going to do Mosaic Assassin. And that's it. Basically, all the builds are going to be the same. I mean, there's other builds you can play, but they're not going to be as viable. And in Diablo 2, where you need to be able to teleport through the dungeons, realistically, why play Sorceress? Why not play Sorceress? Because she just does everything better. Oh, he caught me there. That's bad. We got to lock in here. You know, and with Diablo 4, it's just like none of the builds feel fun to play. The game itself doesn't feel fun to play. The looting and like the upgrading the loot and everything, they've done things to try to improve it. I don't feel satisfied with that. That's why I feel like going back to Diablo 3, right? Because Diablo 3, I like all the character builds, and I can change the builds on the fly, and it doesn't affect any of my other builds. I don't have to reset a Paragon board. I don't have to reset my ruins for the characters. All the skills are there. It's just very accessible for a action RPG. And that's what I need in my action RPGs. I need flexibility. I need action RPGs that understand that maybe I only have 2 or 3 hours to grind in a day, and I can't, like, grind there for, you know, realistically 8 to 12 hours anymore. A long time ago, I could do shit like that. I can't do that anymore. First of all, my hands get cramped trying to do that shit. Emo Boy, pulling out some tricks here. The other thing, too, is, like, I don't want to do that either for that one. I just want to be able to get my fix on an action RPG, be able to, like, play for 2 hours a day at best, and be able to dip out and still be able to, like, have my endgame builds and chill in endgame and not have to feel like my action RPG is a chore. And that's what Diablo 4 always felt to me. Like, it was a chore to do anything. Like, oh my god, gotta grind out this season. Why does it take forever for the last 10 levels to get to, like, 100? Oh, make another seasoned character. Oh, they added this extra thing that's a cool seasonal theme, but then they change how the leveling system works again. Or they change, like, the loot pool. Or they make it harder to get certain loot. And then, like, with the expansion, they just did stuff like Paragon board being completely changed. Switching the level 100 to 60. That pissed me the fuck off. Do you know how much I grinded at launch of Diablo 4 to have my characters at level 100? only to find out that when I start up the game again, they go to level 50, and I have to grind 10 more levels on a game that I didn't enjoy playing because I can't just play endgame. I have to grind back up for it because, no, fam, we're gonna change it after level 100 because we want to make people feel like it's more enjoyable. No! What happened? Why couldn't I get to level 60? Why couldn't I start at level 60? If I was at level 100, I was maxed out. I should have stayed maxed out at whatever you were changing it to. You know what? And shit like that. He walked into that? I'm surprised he walked into that. He must have been rolling into that. Okay, that works for me. Emo Boy made a very careless mistake there. That we also capitalized there. The other thing for me, too, was like, you know, it's like, I don't want to play your game if you took away my level 100 account and then put it at level 50. I have to grind 10 more levels when you know it's going to take a long-ass time to grind them. And there's no, like, really true new content for the base game. Doesn't have to play the expansion to make it worthwhile to grind those 10 levels the fair way. So you're just telling me to give you more money on a game I don't like to play. And that's kind of why I never ended up doing any more Diablo 4 content. On top of that, when I was making the Diablo 4 guides, nobody really cared. Because nobody wanted to play Diablo 4. Most people that were playing Diablo 4 were people that were just gonna, you know, they were there to just, like, pass the time away. You know, I remember when Diablo 4 came out and there was a lot of VTubers that were playing Diablo 4 at the start. I remember Hollow played Diablo 4. And who plays Diablo 4 still from there? Kiara, because Kiara's into action RPGs, if I remember correctly. So I think I recall Kiara played expansion Diablo 4. I think that's why I know so much. I'm not actually a KFP member. Well, I'm not. Alright, let me just be honest with all of you. Although I appreciate Hollow Live, I don't consider myself part of the community, right? There's people that I watch. I don't consider myself a KFP member. I'm not a Jailbird. I'm not a Pebble. I'm not whatever fan name. When I watch content creators, I watch them like and treat them like the regular streamers to me. I don't lean into idol culture. That's not me. That's no offense to them. I enjoy what Hollow does. I think some of it is very funny and entertaining. You know, I'm not that type of guy, I guess. Whatever. I don't know how, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fans that are fans, but I'm not idol culture, right? I just don't lean into that. It's not, that's not me, because I just, stuff like that and fan bases, which I think probably upset people on Twitter, is like, just not that. Like, for me, it's like, when I watch, like, Hollow Life, or Hollow Stars, or the shoujo, like, things like Oshi, Kami Oshi, fan names, that type of stuff, that goes all over my head. For me, it's like when I watch these people, it's like I'm watching a streamer, and that's who I'm just watching them, and I treat them like LDR streamers that I watch, and that's it. Like, I'm not saying if you're heavily into it, that's your thing, right? But you know, that's why I want to point that out, because then I don't want to get myself in any trouble. Then some people like will come at me and be like, "Oh my God, he's watched Kiara. He's a KFP. We must cancel him." Or, "Oh my God, he's watched Narissa Ravencroft. He's a jailbird. We must cancel him because he is a male VTuber." That's the point I'm trying to make here, right? I'm not trying to get any smoke that I don't want because I watch a streamer that I would normally just interact with normally. And that's my point I'm trying to make. You know. Or like, "Oh, he watched Koseki Biju. You know what? He must be a Pebble. We have to cancel him." I don't want that stuff. I don't watch like that. I'm not like, that's just like, no, that's not, you have it all wrong if you think that way, man. I can't tell you why that type of thinking is very bad, because parasocialism in general is just super bad. Like, please don't be parasocial with people. That's not cool. I've always said that, man, you know. That's why I always said here, don't be parasocial with me. Our dynamic is always going to be dread to viewer. As in, I'm your streamer, you're my viewer. And that's it, right? You know, and if I ever interact, I want to bring this up. Maybe there'll be a time where this happens or something. There will be a time when I probably interact with female VTubers, right? Maybe on this channel for all we know. Or I will interact with female VTubers on social media. Or I will interact with other male VTubers on social media. You know what? And I want these guys to know that just because I interact with them doesn't imply anything. It's just people I'm interacting with, people that I'm cool with. And, you know, if, like, you get upset because I interact with somebody on social media, whether it be a female talent, or it be a male talent, or if in the future I ever collab with somebody here on this channel that's a female talent, or something else, like, I always want you to know that there's, like, it's a collab, or it's two people talking, or it's two people interacting with each other because they might have similar things in common, or you know, want to motivate each other, right? There's that's really it. There's nothing else. Like, sometimes people draw things that don't actually happen in the VTuber space, and I think that's kind of what might have happened with my Twitter, that people saw something and didn't realize it was two people that were interacting that might have been, that are sort of cool with each other. I don't know, you know, and that's what happened. Anyway, I beat Emo Boy, and I think this is a good time for us to go into just chatting here and about. If you liked that Super Smash Bros. Edition that we did, and we just chatted a whole bunch, because this is kind of even like Smash Bros. And Zatsuden, let me know. I had a fun time doing it. I think it was kind of cool. I got to yap a lot more than I did. We got to talk about a hell of a lot of topics, you know? I thought it was cool. We got to talk about old internet versus new internet. We talked about Smash Bros. We talked about my old jobs that I did and what I used to do and some of the fun stuff. You got to learn a little bit more about myself. Hopefully I got to learn a bit more about you. We beat the Amiibos, so the Great Amiibo War of 2025. Maybe this might be part 1 or maybe a part 2. We won. We got 7 out of 1. Emo Boy beat Dr. Mario. That was it. Everybody else we won through. So Emo Boy is probably the best Amiibo of this batch that we had, and we pretty much clutched it there. With that being said, I do have something I want to show you. It is a tentative schedule. I don't know. Again, schedule, this is very determined based on my laptop. Like I said, it is very temperamental. Sometimes it likes to be used. Sometimes it doesn't. But I have some stuff planned for this week. It's not a big week. Keep that in mind, because it's hard to get these things out to you. Like I said, it's a process with this tech. And it's been a process, like I said, dealing with some burnout, of getting my energy level back up to where it needs to be to really be able to create content. I'm trying, guys. It's so much stress with the tech, so much personal stress going on in my life, so many confusing things going on in my life. I'm very appreciative that people have been cool with that and understanding and being cool with it, because I know, right? Like, I think I was a super high energy today for this, which I enjoyed. I think I want to do more Smash because of this. But today was Super Smash Bros. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be taking that day as a rest day, but really, I probably would be working on some sort of content for that. And then on Thursday, I will be playing League of Legends, maybe. If not, I might put Diablo 3 there. But the plan is to play League of Legends because I had fun with that, and I wasn't very familiar with League of Legends. I was still kind of getting new to it. So I'd like to give it another try. Maybe we could bring in some new people into the mix now, and people would be happy about that. I remember the first time we did it, we had a pretty big turnout. A lot of people thought that was pretty cool. So I kind of want to play a bit more of it because I am intrigued by it, and it is... When I played it, I had fun. I just didn't understand it. I mean, I understood the basics, I suppose, is what I'm saying. But I wanted to do more with it, but I need to learn more, I guess, is what I'm saying. So that plan, there's 5 p.m. Thursday, rest day, Friday. Saturday, 9 a.m., Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate will be the stream for the Cozy Saturday morning stream. I'm going to play only Prowlers during that stream. So I'm only going to do hunts with Prowlers. I have 7 or 8 Prowlers that are all level 99 with different systems, different subclasses. I want to test them out and see if we could do some fun things. I will also do, during that stream, I will do a naked Prowler run with no gear to try to see if I can beat a Devil Joe without any gear on the Prowler. They call them naked runs, even though it's not actually naked. Even though the cat doesn't. The cat basically wears no armor, and that's why they call it a naked run of Monster Hunter. I will do one of those against Devil Joe as well, so it should be a fun time. If you like old school Monster Hunter, or if you never found or really played or watched old school Monster Hunter, that is definitely going to be a fun one planned. As always, all these streams are determined based on the health of my laptop, because if my laptop doesn't want to turn on that day, or it's having a bad day or it's crashing or something, I might not be able to promise that stream that I really, really want to do. And like I said, everything really is touch and go. I would like to correct this problem, but I can't at the moment. It's stressful. I'm working on it, but it's gonna take a lot of time still. So please be patient. Please be patient, Dreadknights. That's all I can really say. But you do have a physical schedule again. All right. With that being said, I'm going to take my leave for the day. My throat actually is hurting quite a bit because I think I was a little too excited. I'm not used to like talking and screaming for 2 hours. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for lurking, I suppose. I do greatly appreciate it. And most importantly, I appreciate you. I will see you Thursday for probably League of Legends.